Hello everybody, I'm Steve Bradley with Bradley Group Realtors. We service the Prince William County and Fairfax County real estate area. Today I'd like to talk to you a little bit about the agency laws that changed in Virginia. Actually, it was effective July 1st, 2012. This is a pretty big deal for buyers in general. Sellers are used to the fact that when they've selected their realtor, they're going to sit down, they're going to sign a listing agreement, and that agency relationship has been developed in writing. It is very clear to the seller and to the listing agent and the broker. The issue has always been for real estate agents and buyers is that the support was a little unclear to buyers. What's my agent supposed to do for me? What are they committing to do? Their responsibilities? What are they legally responsible for? And quite often what would happen is a buyer would contact us either online or through some type of lead and want to go out and see a property, and we'd head out there, show a property, all without any real agreement in place. And this is what created problems for a lot of buyers, as well as the realtors that supported them, because there's no real relationship, and the buyer would disappear and potentially work with another realtor after the first realtor spent hours trying to help get them started. Or in a worst case scenario for the buyer is a real estate agent wouldn't be clear about what their responsibilities were, potentially in a dual agency situation where they might represent both sides, and buyers found that they were just completely misunderstood and weren't fairly represented. So Virginia has finally stepped in. They said it is now the law that in order for a realtor to engage any client, there must be in writing a brokerage and agency agreement. This agency agreement is meant to protect both the seller or the buyer and the realtor by being very clear right up front and stating what are the responsibilities. What am I supposed to do for you, the buyer or the seller, and what the buyer or sellers are expected to do with us, whether it's through an exclusive relationship or not. I would say that most buyers never want to sign a document up front, and they would always push back, say, look, I don't want to do that, I'm just looking. And that's understandable. You don't want to sign an agreement with somebody when you really don't know who they are. You don't know what their experiences are. You may not even be very clear about where you're purchasing yet. So you're just kind of feeling things out. The one great thing about this written agreement is it does not have to be for a year or 6 months or 3 months. It can be for one day. It could be for one property. You can limit, the extent of that document by making those statements so that you both now have a legal document in place as required by Virginia. And I would challenge you this. If you're to make a call out to a real estate agent after July 1st of 2012 and they do not address this situation with you, especially as a buyer, again, for sellers it's a little different situation because you're sitting down. The practice is you sign those documents and then you move forward. Buyers, like I mentioned earlier, they tend to push back on this. But a buyer may feel like they've hit the lottery when they get an agent that said, don't worry, I'll see you at the property, we can do whatever you want, it's not a question. I would challenge that an agent that is willing to avoid having the document signed when it's required by law either is doing it through ignorance or through will. Either one of those is not a good thing for you as a buyer. If this person's doing it through ignorance, they're not aware of the new law, then what else aren't they aware of? Are they aware of the new contract changes that came into place and how they affect you as a buyer related to as-is issues with personal property and how those have been removed from our contract? So it's very important that you qualify your agent. If you have concerns about signing the document, make sure you read the documents before you sign them. Remember that you can limit the document by stating a short period of time or for a specific property. There are a lot of things you can address. If you have that concern, bring that up to your agent. The law requires that any licensed real estate agent must have a signed brokerage agreement in place to represent their agency. So when do they have to have it signed? As soon as they do any, or if they're called to do any licensed realtor activity. And that could be as simple as pulling up listings from the MLS that you're looking to view. So you may find realtors that are going to send you a document even digitally before you've met saying, okay, we need to sign this. If that's required, you can sign it, and again, you can limit that time. If you have questions, again, approach your realtor. If you have other questions, do some homework online. There's a lot of stuff out there that's popping up. Visit VAR, Virginia's Association of Realtors website. They have a great document out there. It says your realtor's role. I don't know if this is going to come up okay. It's a green document. It's two-sided. And it's just very simply put together to try to help you as a buyer understand, and again, it does apply for sellers too, it's just better addressed to the buyer based on what we're talking about. But make sure everybody knows what you're doing, what your responsibilities are. Hope you're having a good time out there searching for a new home, or if you're looking to list a property, we'd love to hear from you and love to talk to you about what's going on in our local markets. You can visit our website at www.gotobgr.com, or why not just give us a call directly, toll free, 855-330-7683. We look forward to hearing from you.